Hello, welcome to Place in the Dark, episode 2, Aftershow. Right, you found a fucking corpse. What are you going to do with it now? Just going to leave it? Just leave it
Turn it into a cat.
You turn your corpse into a cat? How
That
the
is
did you do that?
messed up taxidermy.
That's weird. You really shouldn't do
I
that.
took the soul or the spirit and I put it into a cat.
That means you have made a vampire cat.
Oh,
no.
Wow.
That's
You can
how
do
that
that.
works.
Actually, yeah, that's really cool.
Sweet.
A vamp cat. A cat vamp.
Do vampires?
Catpire? A catpire!
Can vampires in Blades
purring.
fight people?
They have to feed in certain ways, but they necessarily have to feed from blood.
Can't hear.
But like normally a vampire can make another vampire, but if vampires exist because it's a person possessed by a ghost, presumably they can't pass that on.
No.
But can they do like thralls and stuff? Or like zombies?
Also, no. But they do have a lot of power over people to be persuasive.
Okay.
Also, quite often the ability to make a vampire goes hand in hand with certain sorceries, so it's hard to tell where the line exactly stops.
Does it seem likely that one of us, through the course of this campaign,
Yes.
will become a vampire?
Okay, maybe not. Possibly. The issue is that depends on Ruby and Edwine, probably, because those are the two
Yeah, I
skills
was
that
like-
you'd need.
I don't know.
Like, I think it's much more likely that you will end up creating a hull, which is effectively what happens when you get a soul and you stick it into an inanimate object, and you like, hey, look, I made a sentient vacuum cleaner, or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, our boat could be alive!
Technically,
cool.
maybe?
The hull of the hull.
Yeah. I want to do it. Living
Yep.
boat.
Hull is a
And then
rare and
we
advanced
name
form
it.
of arcane technology. Uses a captured spirit to animate any spark craft frame. Some wealthy citizens employed hulls as bodyguards or servants. The spirit wardens have been known to use them to hunt rogue spirits or demons. Hulls come in 3 sizes, blah, blah, blah. Vampires. When possessed spirit bonds with a living body, it becomes a vampire. They can happen if a ghost possesses a victim for too long, thereby destroying the original spirit, or when a hollow is specifically prepared for the purposes of an ancient ritual. So it has to be a living body. It can't be a dead body. I think they can do stuff to dead bodies, but...
Possessing a dead body is that... Oh no, a hollow is when the body doesn't have its ghost, but it stays alive?
A living body without a spirit, yeah. They're effectively kind
Okay.
of like zombies.
Weird.
So can a ghost possess a dead person, or...
Yep. That's one way you can make a vampire.
I thought you said a vampire was one where the soul had to be... The body had to be living.
A hollow's body is living.
Oh. Oh, so hollow is more like they didn't die, but their soul got ripped out?
Yeah.
That kind of thing? Oh, how does that happen?
weird.
Weirdness.
And why are there so many of them in the canals?
Yeah, oh no.
Your characters probably wouldn't know, but also, where else do you go? Oh god, Grandma's gone crazy. She's trying to attack people and we're not sure. She's very slow. Push her in the canal. Okay.
But why
Okay,
would
so he'd
Grandma...
probably-
Shot Grandma. She's still moving. Push her in the canal. Boop.
Why are you shooting at Grandma?
Yeah, really, why would
Because
you
she went crazy.
So you don't shoot her just because she goes crazy.
What if she bit Danny? Or Danny?
Now I'm imagining lots of random tiny zombie apocalypse like scenarios going on all across the city all the time.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that this is like post-apocalypse. This place
Yep.
is grim.
Yup.
That's why
I don't.
I
like
I'm
that
really
I got to bring
fascinated
up-
about, like, how
I like that
works.
I got to bring up my friend though on this episode. So that was cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a nice introduction.
keep thinking.
I didn't want to actually use their real name. I hope you didn't mind that, E. I thought that was
no,
kind of
totally, yeah.
It
Wait.
totally fit the characters. Like, I think she's going by Sarah today.
yeah.
It's like a
That
very
was cool.
poorly kept secret that she does this. So it totally makes sense that you could be like, oh, she's going for Sarah today, and everyone's like, yeah, no, cool. Don't let it get around too widely, because then the spirit wardens would be like, okay, she gotta die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kept people guessing, and I didn't know what was going on because I hadn't seen your friend's
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't register it immediately. I'm just like, oh, it just changes the name a lot, and then you were like, her voice is slightly out of sync with her mouth movements, and I'm like, oh, it's that one.
Yup.
It's a ghost. I
I
see.
don't know. I thought it was fun, and
The Whisper's
also
got some real weird contacts.
I'm just really annoyed that I lost the Cockney in that voice for like I don't know why.
I don't know. And then I started.
Yeah, I know that's the
losing
problem. Like it's really easy to like lose it and then bounce off someone else and then they lose it and then you both lose it and you
Yeah, and then someone else
reinforce.
is basically like, "Oh, Ruby sounds American almost now." I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm also really sick right now. I'm on drugs. I can't
Yeah.
function. I think I almost fainted before our break. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like when you feel like lightheaded, that's what I felt like. I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my gosh, if I don't like get up, I think I'm gonna fall."
I think what
over."
happened is like I fell out of Cockney into neutral, and then because I was in neutral, you fell out of your Cockney into neutral. And for you, neutral is American, so then I copied your American and went from neutral to American, and then your neutral
it
went
went bad.
more American. And I was like, no, this is the wrong way. Well, look, we can have a tumble around and see what happens. You got a problem with that?
Yeah.
Fucking take it up with thee. Getting Cockney is normally not difficult for me. I don't know why I lost it there.
I don't know. I'm bad at accents.
I mean, yours are
I
pretty
just
good.
think it's fun. I just think it's fun to like change it up and have fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for more of our characters' histories coming out. Like, I think Lauren's stuff is going to be really interesting too. The fact
Yeah.
that
How
the
big
Red
was
Sash
that
just kind of
clock?
know.
12.
She started a clock, yeah. I don't think she got any ticks. I can't see her sheet, so I
She
don't
got
know.
She got
3.
3 ticks on it.
Oh, okay,
She
yeah.
quarter
'Cause she
filled her
rolled-
clock because she rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because she got a crit. So,
Yeah.
but it's
just
not
a
fully.
big
It's
clock.
not fully filled yet, though.
No,
she still has more to go.
it was
It's a
6.
12. It's a 12 tick clock. She got 3, so
Yeah.
that's good. Like
That's
that clock is like find out what happened to the ship, which is like her big backstory thing. So
Mm.
I think that's cool, though.
there's going to be obviously like multiple things come off that. Like if she finds the ship, okay, how did it happen? Where did it go down? What sunk it? Is it sunk? Is it still alive? Where are the people? Who are they? What are they doing now? Have I found one person leads on this, that, and the other? What about the cargo? Whatever. Like loads of little clocks can come off it.
Yeah, and I think all of us would aid her in that too. So if she
Yeah.
brings it up at different things, like I know, for instance, Ruby knows. So, but if I had information, I would definitely share it with her for sure.
I think the issue
I have
is
skills that can help as well.
yeah, you also had a pretty easy mission this time around, and because of that, you got some downtime that you could spend on like investigating stuff. Whereas normally
liked
you're
that,
kind of
though.
pushed. Yeah, like you'll have weird parts where you'll be like, okay, we had an easy mission. Let's do a lot of like calm stuff, and then you'll have like a tough mission afterwards. You'll be like, oh god, I need healing. We
Just
need to
healing
reduce
rolls,
our
healing
heat.
rolls.
We need to buff our relationship with you. I need to spend coin over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the first episode we did that because I spent most of it on healing and dealing with stress.
Yeah.
The thing with stress is that you kind of want it to be filled up more before you actually do your vice. Otherwise, like there's
Yeah.
potential you could
Overindulge.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
really glad I got
overindulge.
5 and not 6 on my vice
Yep.
roll because I would have overindulged.
Yep. I was looking at your like
Yeah.
track. I was like, have you got? Ooh, you could overdulge.
I kind of I just waited until I got 6 and then I
Yeah.
Yeah.
do it.
What
Because
happens
then
when-
no matter what, you're guaranteed to get rid of.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
all
I
of it.
normally do. Like if I know there's something big coming, I occasionally go on 5, but otherwise I stay. What happens if you overindulge is that if your vice purveyor cuts you off because you cause a problem, or you go AWOL for like a little bit. So we like end up having a session where I'm like, hey Josh, make a new character. Your character went AWOL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just like
that's the
passed
thing I
out
need
in the
to start-
smoke room like, oh, that's some good hotboxing.
Ah, yes.
Ah.
Yeah, I need to prep like a secondary character for when that inevitably happens.
I mean, you can make characters pretty quick in Blades in the Dark.
Hmm.
That's the
Hmm.
Yeah.
benefit.
I'm excited to meet Eric's character too. See how he.
Mm.
What's going to be weird is that like Papa's kind of like our group leader and keeps us out of
Yep.
trouble.
Well,
our
here's a good
face.
thing.
He really is. He really is a Papa. He's like our dad.
It's true.
Also,
What
that
I
was
was
great.
going for.
That scene where she was like hitting on both of us. I was like, ew, he's like a dad to me.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I enjoyed having the 3 different people have kind of different personalities as well, which was fun.
Yeah.
They all give you.
Well,
different
everyone's
pitches.
very different.
Yeah.
All of our characters have very different backgrounds, but I like the chemistry between them all. Like when we have scenes together, I think it works.
It's a shame because I like the Russian accented Eruvian voice the least, but I like them as a faction a lot.
Yeah, you really sold them. It's like, hey, and also I like that you're having a whale of a time with the fencing stuff.
Literally, the place is called the Red Sash Sword Academy. They literally have like it says, like assets of what each different group has, and each different group has some assets here and there, and it's like leg breakers and like a little smuggling ring, and they have an elite group of master swordsmen. It's like, what? Okay, cool, fine.
Which is like the thing that we need the most because we are not. Well, Marin's fighter, more long range though.
All three of those factions have their fighters. It's just their group is just not like a big group of like leg breaks. It's like a really small group of really elite fighters.
I've been thinking that we need probably when we go up a tier, just so they're not really bad and don't roll.
It's gonna cost us. We have to get so much more rep. Oh yeah. Do we do our like? What do we get for?
Oh yeah. End of session
We get
stuff.
experience?
Okay. By the way,
We get
we'll do this in a sec. Just before we do, I am glad you picked Eruvians because I had a word with Eric, and I think he's going to play the spider variant from the Eruvian playbook. Still finalizing this, so this might not be entirely true after show people, but we were discussing it. So he might end up playing the spider from Eruvia, which would be perfect if Papa is.
Oh, that'd be perfect because that's what we're gonna like lose out on. Because that's what I was a little worried about. I'm like, oh man, if Josh is not there, like
the spider is a
kind
really
of our,
good assist.
You're not really like necessarily our leader because obviously we all pitch in where we want, but like you're kind of like the one that grounds
the spokesman.
us.
He's the spokesman, right? It's not
it's
sort of leader.
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
need
he's
one,
the
but
one that grounds us, like keeps us in check.
like my character from Masks was the mom.
There's just the thing is there's just so many amazing buff special abilities on the spider that I was like, this is not a mastermind. This is a group mum. This is the person that helps out everyone.
Yeah.
That's basically a mastermind. Moms are fucking mastermind.
I mean, you could play the mastermind like you've got fingers in all the pies, and that's why you help people, because you have fingers in all the pies going on. You could also play it like the mum, like, I'm going to assist you because you need looking after.
Yeah, the mom has the reason why they have the fingers in all the pies because they're baking the motherfucking pies.
I think there's like 2 on here that I don't care about getting, but the rest of them I'm definitely going to try and get.
Yeah. Right, so XP.
I really can't wait to get another ability. Next episode, we get another one.
Luckily, none of you had to roll desperate action yet.
No.
Desperate action.
Luckily or unluckily? No, I'm just kidding.
Luckily, because the consequence of a desperate action is like you take level 4 harm, which is death. Or like, you lose 2 reputation with like the inspectors or something. You reward the inspectors, enjoy! Right, so you adjust a challenge, you struggle with beliefs, you struggle with So I've been thinking, I just want to get your opinion, is what we could do, instead of putting it like the average for everyone, what we could do is change it so that why have you got so many playbook advances ticked?
Me?
Ruby.
Oh no, I just gave me 3 because you said we were going to 3 XP for every episode.
Oh, well, what I was going to say is, like, if we want, what we could do is we could change it to, because I just want to get the opinion on this, we could change it to, I think that when you express your tribes, beliefs, heritage, or the backgrounds, because we're still working into all that and we haven't solidified that all entirely, I prefer to have that one being a set, so you always get XP. But we could say, we could change it for, like, you address the challenge of, like, knowledge or arcane power or whatever if we wanted, but I kind of think that having the everyone levels up roughly similar is pretty nice. I don't want to get people.
I like everyone leveling up at the same time is fine. Sure. Yeah, because then we're not like all competing for screen time either, right?
Yeah. In this case, then today would be, because it was a much more low threat environment, just 2 XP. But next time it's probably going to be 3 or 4 because it's gonna be. You've got a lot of offers now, and if you are throwing them the red sashes immediately, you'll have a lot of stuff to do.
The only thing I would say might be cool is if, like, let's say we get 2 ticks, but we can choose to spend them on playbook advance or one of our.
Yeah, I'll look that up now. You might be able to. I'll have a quick look.
You can spend them on.
I'll just confirm it, but I think you can. Yeah.
like insert prowess resolve.
Because otherwise, the only way you can do that is training or desperate. So I think you can choose.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I can choose to like take one of those XPs and put them on like.
Yeah. When you gain them, you
Prowess.
can choose where they go. I'll double check it, but I'm pretty sure
the
that's
cat
the case.
moved. The cat moved my light. That's why it got dark over here.
Also,
She like went up and hit the flap of the Elgato light thing.
by the way,
We'll
I just
fix it.
realized why I couldn't find experience. I looked under X.
For XP.
XP.
You can just-
Oh no.
Sai is smart.
That's funny. Lucy.
You mark
Stop
end of
it.
session XP on any XP track you want, any attribute or your playbook. Yep.
Okay, cool.
It's just like a tick's a tick. You put it anywhere.
I think
Yep.
I think I want another special ability though first.
that's the balance. At the moment, I would love to get some stuff in resolve and prowess, but I really want all those special abilities, so they're all going into playbook right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're all
I
pretty
want to
good.
get another point in study, but I could also just put it all for an advancement and then get the analyst ability. During downtime, I get 2 ticks to distribute amongst any long-term project locks that involve investigation or learning a new formula or design plan.
Yep. We're
And then
gonna
all
Really
these
good.
clocks that I have right now, it's like, and there's a downtime action's worth of ticks.
Mm-hmm. There's one playbook allows you just to have like an extra downtime action. It might be like you can do
That's
an extra-
mine.
Is that your one?
That's the one I'm getting next.
I'm pretty sure that's the one I took at character creation from the different playbook when I played a slide because like I want all the downtime actions. They're great.
Yep, that's the one I'm getting next. Calculating.
If anything, I
That's
think it's
nice.
slightly overpowered because it's a full 50% extra downtime, or if you're at war, 100% extra. But Blaze in the Dark is like the first edition of the Forge in the Dark games, so
I don't think it's too bad.
You can always just
it's
spend
only
a coin
one,
to do that
and you
anyway.
can give it to anyone.
the amount of coin you get for a score, a downtime action is great. Like a full-on, like that's effectively saying that every time you do downtime, you get a free.
You get an
Would
extra
you
coin.
like to do like a complete and utter like rest and de-stress?
Yeah, it's
really
pretty
good.
sweet.
Really
will say
good.
that.
Yeah.
It will be very handy.
Yeah. Of course, the issue is if you pick up early on and you don't have the abilities, you suffer a little bit because you don't have anything going on.
Yeah, I think it's either between that or the one that lets me help people without paying stress, which is also very powerful.
Can you,
There's a lot of really great things
how does
in
that
here.
work? Do you just give someone a dice without having to pay any stress at all?
2 times per score, you can assist a teammate without paying stress.
Okay, only
Tell
2
us how you
times, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not as often as you want because that would be
Yeah.
ridiculous. But it's still there's a lot of powerful special abilities in here. I guess it's at the expense of me not having more dice myself.
I kind of feel that later on in one of the other books, when there's a very similar playbook, they changed that to you can assist someone for. No, I'm thinking one different. Yeah. Also, for your Nal Rats,
Oh yeah, we get XP for the crew as well.
you'll get your
Oh,
2
yeah.
XP over there.
We have 5 total.
Sweet.
Presumably there's a point where we're going to start like counting as having multiple people. Does that like come along at a certain point?
What do you mean?
Like extra people in the team, in the gang.
That's when we go up
Factions. Where am I looking at? The Canal Rats. There we go. Canal Rats. When you go up the tier,
I don't know if that actually happens. Like effectively, we have more people in the gang when we go up tier, unless we have some cohorts.
you would
Yeah, I
have people
think-
in your gang, but they wouldn't be able to do anything for you other than like narratively they'd be around. Like narratively, like you are a large gang. Like if you're a tier 5 gang, it's up to you narratively. Like you could be like, no, we're just tier 5, but it's only the few of us. We're just very highly respected. Or you could just be like, yes, we have a lot of feelers
Well,
out
there's like
here,
a section
etc.
that you can upgrade your cohorts and upgrade the
Yeah,
types of
cohort
cohorts.
is specifically you've got people who you can order to do things. Like you have a squad of people who do what
Yeah.
you say, as opposed to just having a few people here and there who nebulously do like things related to your gang. This is like the squad who obeys your command, and as your tier goes up, that squad gets bigger. But you would have people at higher tiers anyway. They just wouldn't be able to be a fully organized squad to do things for you.
Which is why we need elite rovers. After we go up a tier.
Ooh, all hands special ability on our canal rats could during downtime one of your cohorts may perform a downtime activity.
Oh, all the downtime activities.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get a cohort, you could get your cohort form a downtime activity for the crew to acquire an asset, reduce heat, work on a long-term project.
Although Ghost Passage might be nice because it's immune to possession by spirits.
And then we can
carry
smuggle ghosts.
second ghost as passenger within their body.
Yep.
That's cool.
cool.
I would probably say hold off on that until you can either have a lot of conversation with Ruby as a group, or the weird starts touching in. But the weird is, you can see the edges of the weird coming in now. A big problem is there's a ghost.
When I have the ability to compel and all that stuff.
Right now, if you try and contact a ghost, it's going to be hey, you're trying to get a ghost to appear. This is a desperate action because if you screw it up, you're getting attacked by a ghost.
Yeah, because there's also the thing where if ghosts appear, you are scared shitless of them.
Unless you have a special ability, you automatically have to choose between freezing up or fleeing unless you do a resistance roll.
Oh.
And I think the Whisper has an ability that they can ignore that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think it comes with compel if you compel them. But...
You are not supernaturally terrified yet, so compel, you get that.
It says though your allies maybe.
Oh, yeah, no. Also, Iron Will. So compel, you're not immune to it if you summon them. Iron Will is you're immune to the terror that comes from supernatural entities inflict on sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup. This world is a scary place.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to rule it.
I really want to look at more about the setting and the actual current state of the world.
It's a mess.
How does the sun work? Because you mentioned that there's a sun shard. So is that a literal shard-looking thing, or is it just a smaller sun?
So you're thinking about it too physically. This is a fantasy world.
Well, I mean, literal shard of a sun is not a mundane thing.
Okay, so literally the text about it is, when the cataclysm happened, the sun was shattered.
Right, did it literally, in the sky, or...?
There is only a small, very faint, fuzzy orange bit that appears at sunset and sunrise, and there is no sun at midday.
So it is a smaller-looking sun.
Depends on what you call a sun.
I mean,
the moon's even weirder.
In mundane terms.
The moon's even weirder.
Yeah, I know the moon's weird. It gets bigger, and
the moon rotates around and gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year, and sometimes you get multiple moons and trailing moons and copies of moons. Yep.
What?
Yep.
This is just a thing everyone accepts.
Yep.
Is it? Oh, and is it? Are there still stars in the sky, or are the stars just in the sea now?
Nope,
okay,
they're in the sky as well. Both.
What the hell happened to the sky?
Do you want to know? Do you know how this actually happened? By the way,
I am aware that there was an actual campaign that the developer played.
Yep.
And apocalyptic stuff went down, but I don't actually want to know what happened, just so I can learn it later on.
Not necessarily what happened, because what happened is entirely up for debate in the system because it's not codified in the system. But what happened in their game that gave him the idea? Do you want to know that part?
Yeah, sure.
So they had this campaign that resulted in the wizard wanting to destroy the gates of death so that no one ever died, and someone else wanting to stop him, and they had a roll-off. The wizard won by 1 on the dice. And they were like, I guess that's the campaign over. And then that started John Harper thinking okay, what would a world look like in 800 years time after that? And that's how Blades
That's
in the
why
Dark
they
happened.
eat mushrooms and shit like that, because there is no sun. So mushrooms and
no sun,
potatoes.
nobody dies. Or well, they do die, just weirdly.
Potatoes need light though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is light, just mainly artificial.
Yeah, radiant crops are expensive. Most people don't eat food grown under radiant light. Radiant crops, I think, are bred using Leviathan blood or something weird. I need to double check.
Yeah,
that.
but Leviathan blood seems to be the solution to most problems.
It's basically demon blood. Like that's what Leviathan is basically.
It seems to be the only renewable resource that they have. So
yeah, it's basically our world. But if instead of like going out and just building an oil pipeline, it's like every time you went out to do an oil rig, you went out and had to fight some like giant Gyarados type sea demon that's huge.
They
slay
need
it
to
and come back.
tame the it instead of slaying it.
You can't.
Well, then just put one on. Just put a cannula in a Leviathan.
Yeah.
Just like, yo, we'll feed you as many souls as you need. Just give us a constant supply of blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the gates of death become a giant monster instead of the actual normal gates of death. And then you have this horrifying situation where you realize when you die, you're going to get eaten. Like, that's going to mess with theology a little bit.
You get destroyed.
It's fine.
You get obliterated. That's what the
Yeah,
storm,
like
Spirit
Wardens do. They just
I
obliterate
feel like
you.
the guy who was like, I'm going to destroy the gates of death, really didn't think through what that would mean.
No.
It's like, then no one will die and everything will be perfect. Like, I have several issues with this statement.
Yep. Complications happened.
Dungeon World's a good system, though, if you want to do like outlandish epic campaigns.
I want to know it all happened. And so does Edwine, which is why he's like, ooh, cool old gate that wards from demons, maybe. Let's build one.
Yeah, you'd be the one that was like, gates of death? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the fun thing, by the way, that like you don't need to stick to your playbook. Like Edwine, if you find yourself wanting to do a little bit more like actual sorcery as opposed to just sparkcraft, totally feel free to go that way.
So far, he doesn't know that that's where he may be going, but it's probably where he's going.
Yeah. Sparkcraft is fun. Just be like, I want to make a gun that shoots possessed bullets that home in on people. I guess you could do that.
Once we start really wacky missions, they'll start to be like, what ridiculous invention for this?
Grenade launcher. You've got a bandolier of like poisons and stuff. Be like, hey, can I aerosolize this and put it in a grenade launcher? I'd be like, cool.
Fire potions.
I think that's what we did actually in our campaign. Is it was me with the crazy like whisper slide, and my friend played the leech. He was just like, I have a grenade launcher now. Boink!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
For weapons, can we like, I know there's weapons already on our sheet. Do we have to like buy other stuff if we want like specific things?
What do you want?
No, I mean just like the example you gave.
Oh, so if you want to put something on your sheet, it's entirely a conversation between you and the GM, and normally involves trading something else out.
Okay.
Because effectively, like, the sheets are there as guidelines. They're not to be considered rote. You can add as many abilities from other sheets as you want. We could even make up an ability. And that's just entirely like John Harper said, like, it's not just because there's 3 boxes on the physical sheet, you can only take 3 extra abilities. Take as many as you want. And effectively, that's the same thing for equipment, is we can have a conversation about it. The reason I'm talking about grenade launchers is because, like, it's a way to aerosolize something that already exists on Edwine's sheet. So it might be something that he wants to make.
For your grenade launcher, did you, like, take out one of your gear?
I think we took out another gear pick and we chucked in a 2-slot item called grenade launcher, I think was what it was.
That's pretty cool.
And then the grenade launcher is effectively you can use your bandolier slots at range and to greater effect. And effectively it gave it a greater effect because you could hit multiple people.
Yeah, there's also the quality items from the crew that really help out boosting things like what's it called? Position and effect.
Yeah, anyone wondering at home, if you have a fine rifle, that means that you count as 1 tier higher for determining your quality. So if you're like shooting a hollow and you're currently tier 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hollows are tier 0, nothing. But if you have a fine rifle, it's like, hey, you've got a higher quality than them, you get extra dice, or you get more effectiveness, or whatever it is.
Oh, it's comparative.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Neither did I until recently. but it is actually based on your tier. It doesn't just buff you overall; it just buffs your tier.
Okay.
That's neat. So it scales as you progress.
Yeah. So if you're fighting the Imperial military, you'd be like, "I've got a fine gun." The Imperial military, like, that's not a fine gun. This is a fine gun. But yeah, you could also have had conversations with Basho bars and so on, and been like, "Hey, give us good gear." Maybe they could have done that.
Smuggle it in ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he's going to want to give us good gear now.
Oh yeah. No. It's just like an example of what you could ask. Probably.
Yeah.
Basho bars may be able to provide that. I'm not the best person to ask, but maybe. But yeah. Anyway, you've made a decision, and it is. I want to know, like, how like hard pressed were you on that decision as both players and as characters?
As a player, I thought it would have been great to go with the crows because it's less likely to invite shit into the city.
The crows is certainly the easiest option because they just need to solidify their position and then.
But the Papa was all in as soon as the Aruvians started flashing their shiny things.
Yeah, it's like I feel like
Yeah.
the crows. Going with the crows is like the default thing. It's like if it's a video game, it's the first playthrough, and then we're like, nah, second playthrough. We're gonna do the wacky one, and see where that takes us.
I think from Ruby's perspective, like the crows are the better option for her in the sense of like all the gambling stuff that she does with spogs and stuff of that sort. So I think from her perspective, like, you know, that would be a route that she would definitely want to go down. But she is swayed by who's going to pay the most for the job that she's doing. And Liza really didn't have a compelling argument other than she's real trying to hit on Papa, and then try to hit on me, and that just grossed me out. So I think that like that. You know, Ruby was
her compelling argument was like, look, we can sort this out really quick, and everyone else is smugglers. We don't have any smugglers who we're super attached to. You can be the smugglers for us. That's
that was the biggest draw for Papa.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And also, we hate the Hive.
And they are friends with the Blue Coats, which...
Yeah, that can really grease
helps
some wheels.
us a lot.
Yeah,
it really helps us a lot because then we can get away with a lot more potentially.
Yeah, they could have really given us a strong step up, but also so can the Red Sashes. So
yeah, the Red Sashes.
I think the Red Sashes made the most compelling arguments in the sense of like what they're willing to give us. That isn't like tangible things, right?
They're mostly just like, look, we will pay you good for good missions, but we expect you to be good. Like, they're much more like, no one else is going to give you the same high-end art thief job, but they are. But it comes with consequences.
And that's kind of what I think their like poshness is kind of like what deterred Ruby, because I think she was the most sassy with them because she was just like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
It feels like fake, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, totally. I definitely expected Ruby to be more in favor of like the Lampjacks or possibly the Crows.
Yeah, definitely the crows. I think probably with the Lampblacks, the problem with that is personally because they were they're good friends with the Foghounds, which ultimately is like the biggest downer.
If you really wanted to go the Lampblacks, it would probably be because you wanted to either change your vocation or become kind of an amorphous, like we don't just do smuggling, we do a lot of other things. Or if you wanted to like really push it, you could be given a district, and it'd be like, this is your district, the Foghounds are elsewhere, you're playing.
That's true. He did give us like a variety of job options, but I think from Ruby's perspective, she just likes smuggling things. She doesn't want to be part of like other stuff that, you know, is more dangerous.
And I definitely
She's
think that's
like,
an issue for Lampblacks.
I pick up the thing, I take the thing, I take it to a place. So that's easy enough. I get paid for it. It's easy. I don't have to worry about putting myself in danger. I'm not good at those type of things, you know. In the sense of like
the spirit's been like,
fighting.
Putting myself in danger.
I meant fighting things.
Yeah. Edwine, I assume as soon as you saw a potion, you were like, potion!
It's like, as soon as you're like, we have alchemical stuff, I'm like, yes, tell me more. And then they actually gave me one. That's the thing. Is Lampjacks gave us, Lampblacks gave us whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
They bribed us. That's for sure.
Yeah. They have...
We are all easily bribed.
Yeah, the Red Sashes had better bribes.
Yeah.
The connections to
is-
the Red Sashes will give you is that high society connection.
That's what Papa really wants. But I'm not going to be here for the next 2 sessions. But like, I'm really waiting for that other.
Your
foot
character's
to
gonna
drop.
die. It's gonna be great. You're gonna come back. You're gonna be a vampire. It's gonna be awesome.
Nah, yeah, maybe.
I hope, not, but maybe.
I kind of want to say, I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but it might be like, as soon as you start going the Ruvians, Papa gets like kidnapped and is kept in like a basement by one of the factions and just given a beating every day until he escapes.
Oh, bloody hell, that didn't take long.
But everyone.
Well, you just be like, we decided to side with the Red Sashes while in a huddle in the Crow in the Crow base. So we could be like, we're on our way out.
Yeah.
Papa gets grabbed. We're like, we should have seen that coming.
If you want, you can just be like, can we just go back to talk about it? And be like, sure. And then be like, flash cut, you're at home. We have a discussion. Okay, we're good. Flash cut, you're back at the place. Like, it's late in the dark. We don't need to take time over it. You can feel free to flash cut around if you need to.
Oh yeah, people were like, use flashback. I'm like, we didn't really have a reason to use.
You had one
effect.
very easy score today and a lot of setting up a lot of other scores.
And the first episode, we really didn't. We had one potential time that we were thinking about using it, but it's
You could have flashbacked in the canal system, but it would have given you the same thing as Papa did, which is a roll. It might have given you a slightly better setup for it, but it would have cost
Hey,
more
that
stress,
roll
so-
changed things, so
Yeah, it was fine. And then you were like, "Hey, Bluecoats! Hey, I have documents and I have a false identity." And I was like, "Cool! All the dice, great effect.
it worked.
Roll a 6. Have a good day, sir."
I thought that was
yeah,
cool.
For that we could have used.
Like Ruby
our,
did something.
special-
Yay.
I'll have to remember that for next time.
Yeah. No, you've got good gear. You've got a good setup for that. You've got the abilities to get extra dice for pretend to be normal people. Like, you are set up for this. And on an easy score, which is only 2 coin, shouldn't be too much of an issue. And it wasn't. You did well.
Yeah, we didn't get to keep all of that coin.
Well, that's just the way of it normally. Like, you'll nearly always pay a little bit of coin.
I managed to keep one because we let what's his face get beaten up.
Oh yeah. What's his face?
Papa.
No, I meant the smoker shop guy.
Okay, but then Papa got beaten up.
But
Okay,
also,
that
Yeah.
is true.
more importantly,
Okay, that's true.
Just
Oh
beat
my
all the people up.
God.
Right,
I can
anyway.
heal you up though. It's fine.
You used your potion up as well. Papa, did
They-
you actually
I
get
did.
healed? You got to 3, didn't you?
I got
Yeah,
3
yeah,
out of 4
you didn't
ticks
actually.
and
Yeah.
level 2.
Yeah,
harm,
he-
so-
If Papa was here next week, Papa would be on -1 dice because he'd be like, "Oh God, ow, I'm doing
Yeah.
the things."
Oh yeah, maybe he's healing during these next 2 episodes.
Yeah, I've
Maybe.
got like bruised ribs or something.
Yeah, I'm not going to missions like a bruised ribs. Like, it's been like 2 months. Yeah, bruised really bad. Anyway, we're gonna call it here for this after show. Thank you very much for watching. We're gonna do some interesting faction stuff in a second as well. So thank you very much for watching the after show and bye.
Bye.
Where's my mouse gone? Oh God, mouse is gone. Bye.